Hello guys. Today we are going to understand about selectors. So what is a selector? Well, we know that within an HTML page, you can see there are different ways in which you can select a tag. For example, you want to select a tag either by ID, but the problem with ID is that you can only select one tag. And we remember the function that we use for this scenario, which is document dot get element by ID. And if we provide the ID to this function, we are going to get the document object or the DOM object of that particular tag. That is your scenario one. Now there can be other ways in which we can select a tag. For example, if I want to select all the tags in this page, that is another situation. Or if I want to select a group of tags. So how do I do that? So the scenario one is you want to select a tag by ID. Scenario two, you want to select a group of tags. Let us say in this situation, I just want to select these two tags. Situation three, I want to select all the tags. So depending upon the scenario, I can select a single tag or multiple tag or a tag based on some condition. So today we will understand about simple selectors. One of the selectors we have already understood, which is document.getElement by ID, which is our scenario one, where we can select any tag with using the ID. Second situation is if I want to, let us say, select a group of tags, maybe these two, but not the first one. How do I do that? Well, there is this way of doing it. And the way is I can give these elements a class. Let us say maybe group one. Now, the beauty of class is that we can give class to more than one element. But the same thing we know we cannot do with an ID. So that is how we are able to now select more than one tag. So I'm talking about this scenario where we are selecting more than one tag. So this is constituting my case. Scenario two. And scenario three means all the tags. So now the question is, how do I select only these two tags? First, you give them a class which is same. So that way we have already grouped these two tags in a group with the help of class. Because as we know, class can be given to multiple elements. Next thing, I need to make use of one different function, and that is called document dot. So let me just write down that function for you. That function is document, but this time instead of get element by ID, we will write get elements, which means multiple elements by class name. So this is the function that we will use when we have to get elements which belong to a class. And inside this, of course, we have to provide the class that we want. In this case, it is group one. That is all we need to do. All right. So this is my scenario two. And in this scenario where I'm getting elements, the return value is going to be an array. So what is going to be the return value? Well, let us again write down here that the return value or the returned value will be an array of DOM objects, because we have more than one element that is selected using this criteria. Now, scenario 3, where I want to get all the H1 tags. Now, one way is I can give a class to all the tags, but you know, it is cumbersome because we can have hundreds of H1 tags also in a page. It might be possible. So in that situation, giving class to each and every tag may not make sense. So for this scenario, where I want to get all the elements belonging to a certain tag, I need to use the function document.getElements. The last one was, by class name. So this is going to be by tag name. That is all. And we need to, of course, provide that tag as an input here. So now the scenario 3 is document.getElements by tag name with the tag value. Only that tag name. Don't give angular brackets. That will not work. Keep in mind. So this becomes my scenario 3. And as usual, what is going to be the return value? Well, the return value again is going to be, return value will be an array of DOM objects. That is also the scenario here, similar to the previous example. So these are the three functions: get element by ID, and we already know the first function that we talked about, which is get element by ID. This function, what does it return? It does not return an array. Instead, this function returns the DOM object because the return value is only one DOM object. So these are the three functions, guys: get element by ID, get elements by class name, and get elements by tag name. The first one just returns you the DOM object. The second one returns you an array of DOM objects, and the third one also returns you an array of DOM objects. So now let's get to the practical exercise where we'll implement all these case scenarios and see how it works.